Unveiling the Book of Giants, the tale of the children of the fallen angels. Deconstructing the title. The title, Unveiling the Book of Giants, the tale of the children of the fallen angels, presents several core promises and implicit questions that this script must address. Unveiling the Book of Giants. What is this book? Where does it come from? What is its nature and significance, especially in relation to canonical texts? The tale of, what story does it tell? What are its main narratives and characters? The children of the fallen angels. Who are these children? Who are the fallen angels? What is their origin, their impact, and their ultimate fate within this narrative? This script will thoroughly explore each of these components, drawing the audience into a cinematic and contemplative journey through this enigmatic ancient text. Part 1. The opening, planting the seeds of mystery. Ling den dao eder sensufen. As the flickering flame of a single candle casts long, dancing shadows across ancient, time-worn scrolls, a hushed whisper seems to emanate from the very fabric of history. We often imagine the biblical narrative as a meticulously woven tapestry, its threads meticulously placed, its patterns clear. But what if there are threads missing? Entire swathes of the design obscured by the sands of time, or deliberately left out of the final display? What if within these shadowed margins lie tales so profound, so unsettling, that they were deemed too dangerous, too revelatory for the common eye? Tonight, we venture beyond the familiar pages, past the boundaries of the accepted canon, into a realm where myth and history intertwine, where the celestial and the terrestrial collide with catastrophic force. We are about to unearth a saga that speaks of a time before the Great Flood, a time when the very fabric of creation was rent by an unholy alliance. This is the story of the Watchers, their forbidden descent, and the monstrous offspring they begot, the colossal, terrifying Nephilim. We promise to illuminate the forgotten narratives of the Book of Giants, to explore its controversial origins, and to ponder the profound theological implications of a world inhabited by the children of fallen angels. Prepare to gaze into the depths of an ancient mystery, a tale that echoes with the thunder of forgotten giants and the lament of a fallen divine host. Part 2. The Journey of Deep Exploration. Subsection A. The historical and cultural context, echoes from the ancient world. Eder sensufen, luder. To understand the Book of Giants, we must first transport ourselves back in time to the rich tapestry of early Jewish thought, particularly during the Second Temple period, roughly 516 BCE to 70 CE. This was an era of intense theological ferment, a crucible where ideas about angels, demons, the origins of evil, and the destiny of humanity were debated and developed with fervor. It was a time when apocalyptic literature flourished, offering glimpses into divine secrets and the eschatological future. Within this vibrant intellectual landscape, texts like the Book of Enoch emerged as highly influential, though ultimately non-canonical, works. The Book of Giants is closely related to Enochic literature, often considered an expansion or elaboration upon its themes, particularly the narrative found in Genesis 6 to 1-4. This brief, yet immensely potent passage in Genesis speaks of the sons of God taking daughters of men as wives, resulting in the birth of the Nephilim, and translated as giants or fallen ones. For many ancient readers, this cryptic passage demanded further explanation. Who were these sons of God? What were the implications of their union? The Book of Giants, along with other Enochic texts, steps into this interpretive void, offering a dramatic and detailed account. While no complete manuscript of the Book of Giants has been preserved, its fragments have been discovered among the Dead Sea Scrolls, most notably at Qumran, 1Q23, 1Q24, 2Q26, 4Q203, 4Q530-, 532, 6Q8. These Aramaic fragments, alongside Manichaean versions discovered later, confirm its ancient provenance and widespread influence. It was not merely a peripheral text. It was a significant part of the religious discourse for many Jewish communities, especially the Essenes, who likely copied and studied texts at Qumran. This historical context reveals that the concepts within the Book of Giants were not fringe ideas but deeply embedded in certain streams of ancient Israelite and Jewish religious thought, grappling with profound questions of good and evil, divine judgment, and humanity's place in a cosmic drama. Subsection B. Decoding the ancient texts and their evidence. A symphony of ruin. Lodan Dalshiden. What exactly does the Book of Giants tell us? Unlike the more observational narrative of Enoch, which often focuses on Enoch's celestial journeys and revelations, the Book of Giants delves into the perspective of the Nephilim and their Watcher Fathers. It paints a vivid, albeit fragmented, picture of their lives, their immense power, their destructive actions, and their ultimate downfall. The fragments reveal that these giants, the offspring of the Watchers and human women, grew to enormous sizes, their insatiable appetites leading them to devour all of humanity's provisions. They turned against mankind, consuming animals, birds, and even each other. The text depicts a world spiraling into chaos due to their rapacious nature. Imagine a world where beings of immense stature and strength roam free, unchecked, driven by primal desires, their very existence a violation of divine order. This isn't just a physical threat, it's a spiritual one, a perversion of creation. Crucially, the book also introduces key characters among these giants, giving them names and individual roles. We find figures like Ohia and Hahia, who experience disturbing dreams of apocalyptic judgment, of trees being uprooted, and of the world being cleansed by water. These dreams serve as prophetic warnings, hinting at the impending great flood. They represent the giants' growing awareness of their impending doom, a chilling premonition of divine wrath. They seek interpretation from their fathers, the Watchers, and ultimately from Enoch, the righteous intermediary. This element provides a fascinating psychological depth to these monstrous figures, showing a flicker of understanding, a dawning realization of their culpability, even amidst their monstrous acts. The text implicitly draws upon Genesis 6-4, where it states, "There were Nephilim on the earth in those days, and also afterward when the sons of God went to the daughters of humans and had children by them. They were the heroes of old, men of renown." The Book of Giants expands this terse statement into a sprawling epic of cosmic transgression and its dire consequences. It provides the how and the why behind this mysterious biblical verse, filling in the blanks with a narrative that is both epic and deeply tragic. The evidence from these ancient fragments, though incomplete, presents a consistent and compelling narrative that complements and deepens our understanding of the primeval history described in the earliest chapters of Genesis. Subsection C. The hidden theological meaning. A cosmic rebellion. Shiridian, thou Shalodin. Beyond the dramatic narrative of monstrous giants and fallen angels, what deeper theological truths does the Book of Giants reveal? Its core message reverberates with profound implications about the nature of evil, divine justice, and the sanctity of creation. Firstly, it provides a comprehensive explanation for the pervasive evil that gripped the antediluvian world, leading to the Great Flood. While Genesis attributes the flood to humanity's widespread wickedness, Genesis 6-5, the Book of Giants identifies a primary catalyst, the illicit intervention of celestial beings. The Watchers, a class of angels, transgress their divine mandate by descending to earth, after human women, and teaching forbidden knowledge, sorcery, metallurgy, cosmetics. Their progeny, the Nephilim, then propagated further corruption and violence. This narrative shifts some of the blame for primeval corruption from humanity alone to a cosmic rebellion initiated by heavenly beings. This is not to absolve humanity, but to provide a broader, more cosmic framework for the proliferation of sin. Secondly, the book underscores the concept of divine boundaries and the catastrophic consequences of their violation. The Watchers crossed an immutable line, blurring the distinction between the celestial and the terrestrial, between the divine and the human. Their actions represent a cosmic disorder, an attempt to usurp God's creative prerogative and to defile the order he established. The birth of the Nephilim, therefore, is not merely the birth of large individuals, but the birth of abominations, beings that should not exist, a testament to the unholy union. This highlights a fundamental theological principle. There are limits to cosmic and moral order, and transgression brings severe judgment. Finally, the Book of Giants, like other Enochic texts, reinforces the theme of divine justice and the certainty of judgment. The dreams of the giants, their growing fear, and the ultimate destruction by the flood are powerful affirmations that God's sovereignty cannot be challenged indefinitely. There is an immutable moral order, and those who defy it, whether human or angelic, will face inescapable consequences. It serves as a stark reminder that even mighty beings, if they stray from the divine path, are subject to the Creator's wrath. This narrative, therefore, offers a profound meditation on the origins of evil, the necessity of divine intervention, and the ultimate triumph of cosmic order over chaos and transgression. Subsection D. Controversies and theories, whispers and doubts. Shurlioden, Dao Arshurden. Despite its ancient provenance and historical influence, the Book of Giants remains a controversial text, particularly concerning its exclusion from the biblical canon. Why was such a detailed account, seemingly explaining a crucial passage in Genesis, ultimately rejected by mainstream Judaism and Christianity? One primary reason for its non-canonical status lies in its apocalyptic and pseudepigraphic nature. While early Jewish and Christian communities revered certain apocalyptic texts, the vast majority were eventually deemed not to possess divine inspiration on par with the Torah or the Gospels. Pseudepigraphic means attributed to a revered figure, like Enoch or Noah, but not actually written by them, a common practice in ancient literature, but one that raised questions about authenticity for later canon compilers. Furthermore, the detailed demonology and angelology presented in the Book of Giants and other Enochic texts diverged significantly from the more restrained theological developments that eventually became normative within both Judaism and Christianity. While these traditions acknowledged angels and demons, the intricate narratives of fallen watchers, their specific names, and their elaborate crimes may have been seen as potentially confusing, distracting, or even heretical to the orthodoxies. The focus shifted to more direct narratives of human sin and redemption rather than intricate cosmic rebel angels. Scholars today approach the Book of Giants from various perspectives. Some view it as a valuable historical artifact, offering unique insights into the diverse beliefs of Second Temple Judaism. It illuminates how ancient Jews wrestled with difficult biblical passages and sought to elaborate on them. Others see it as a cautionary tale, demonstrating the dangers of speculative theology and the creation of elaborate mythologies that, while captivating, ultimately strayed from the core tenets of the faith. There are also debates about the exact relationship between the Qumran fragments and the later Manichaean versions, and whether the latter faithfully preserved the original Jewish text or introduced its own theological alterations. These controversies highlight that the process of canonization was not uniform or immediate, but a complex, multifaceted process involving theological discernment, historical context, and communal acceptance. The Book of Giants stands as a testament to the rich, often tumultuous, landscape of ancient religious thought, a story both compelling and contested, leaving us to ponder what truths were embraced and what were deemed too challenging for inclusion. Part 3. The conclusion. Eternal echoes. Arshadan, Thou Arsharden. We have journeyed through the shadowed pages of the Book of Giants, piecing together a narrative of celestial transgression, monstrous progeny, and inevitable divine judgment. We have seen how this ancient text sought to unravel the enigmatic verses of Genesis, painting a vivid picture of a world undone by the unholy alliance of watchers and human women, giving rise to the fearsome Nephilim. From the historical context of Second Temple Judaism to the theological implications of a cosmic rebellion, and through the controversies surrounding its exclusion, we have explored the layers of this profound mystery. Yet, as the candlelight continues to flicker, revealing and concealing in equal measure, we are left not with simple answers, but with profound questions that resonate far beyond the ancient world. What does the enduring fascination with the book tell us about humanity's perennial struggle to comprehend the origins of evil, the nature of divine justice, and the unseen forces that shape our world? Does it not compel us to ponder the boundaries between heaven and earth, between the sacred and the profane? Perhaps its true legacy lies not in its canonical status, but in its ability to provoke introspection, to remind us of the enduring cosmic battle between order and chaos, and to challenge us to consider the depths of ancient wisdom, however fragmented, that still whisper to us from the dust of ages. Unveiling the Book of Giants, the tale of the children of the fallen.